Hey everybody, HMV here, playing more Kerbal Space Program, and as the last sentence in the third clause of the KSP pre-release warning screen tells you, you should disable all mods initially and re-enable them as they are updated. Why am I telling you this? Because I've started modding my game. That's right. I got sick of waiting. We've got several mods installed. One of them is my own. It's called Drop a Maneuver Node. DAMN, and it is it's going to be awesome. I love it. So we are going to sit here on the Neon 1. We're going to jump to the ship in order to time warp. Now you ask yourself, which is weird because you should be asking it to me, if you're on this ship, how can you time warp 4 days? Well, I'll tell you why. Because I installed a mod. It's called Warp Everywhere. I wrote it. It allows you to warp as fast as you want, wherever you want. And it warps you so fast I actually have to watch the number of days down below because I could fly right by it. It allows you to warp if you so choose. Let me drop out F5 here just in case I overwarp. It allows you to warp if you so choose a year a second if you want to go that far. It also allows you to time warp at any altitude, any amount you want. So if you screw up your time warp because you warp too fast and you smacked into a mountain at 5,000 times time warp, well, that's your own fault. And I think that's cool. I approve that. It enables you to crash into a mountain at 5 times time warp if you so choose. I don't know what his total burn is going to be, but it's probably going to be moderately long. So let's go ahead and do this. 2 minutes and 40 seconds, so 1 minute and 20. We'll go down to 1 minute and 15 because we're going to be draining a lot of fuel. Or 1 minute and 13, whatever. Yeah, the boron ship, if we set that as the target, you see he's got an encounter in 3 days. So we're going to have to get that into orbit, and then we're going to have to come back to this guy and get him ejected. And I'll show you my next mod when we get there. It's going to be awesome. We also have the automated science sampler, which I should already have on. Let's transfer right to the command pod. I guess we don't really need that storage unit anymore. Transfer all data, yes. Single run experiments, yes. Reset experiments, yes. Don't want to hide the science dialogue. Dumping duplicates. Let's go ahead and leave that alone. Drop out a time warp might not be a terrible idea. And we're not going to use percraft settings yet. I don't think we're quite there yet. But it's on, so in theory, we should start getting... oh, there we go. Keep the experiment. And it should get transferred right to the command pod. And it did. Awesome. Well done, automated science sampler. I have missed you. And this guy needs to have a slightly lower priority, so he doesn't get drained anymore. Could even possibly pump fuel into him. Might as well. Just so he keeps the most fuel possible. We are never dumping these because they're not on decouplers. They're actually attached to it. But this will lower my center of mass when we land. And I have plans for landing. Oh, so many plans. But those plans start with a... Is that really our projected burn? That can't be right. Something tells me I don't have this set right. Let's set Minmus as our target and see here. There we go. Yeah, I'm glad I like stopped. Oh, we somehow have another maneuver node on your orbit. That's weird. Don't know what's up with that. But let's head to the boron ship because he's got the next thing happening. And this guy is fun. Oh, he's got science. Can you transmit that? Material study. No, we don't. Yeah, see, we do want per ship experiments. Let's go ahead and reset that for now. Let's turn on per craft settings. We are going to say don't run the single runs. All the single ladies. We're not going to transfer science. And actually, the only thing he has on him is this thing, so he's actually completely useless. He could run this at any time, but I'm not going to bother running it now. But we have to get him to his thing up here, so let's go ahead and time warp him. I'm going to hit F5. And the game should automatically slow down. Ah, see, it didn't. That's why I'm going to hit F9 now. That's the time warp problem. Kerbal alarm clock will be useful when we get to that point. I thought it would slow down to 50 times and then speed back up, and then not speed back up, but apparently it did no such thing. Yeah, it slows down to 50 times, but it doesn't speed back up. So here we go. Here's the next mod, and that's this thing here. It looks like a maneuver node. That's because it is. You click on it, and it's drop a maneuver node. It's my new mod, and I'm excited about it. We obviously want a maneuver node right around the periapsis, so let's just do that. Boop. There's our maneuver node. Awesome. I am such a fan of that. Now, I actually don't want it at the periapsis, so what are you going to do? But actually, I probably want to burn a little bit north here. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Get our orbit up. So it's kind of touching. Now we got the maneuver node right where we want it. Okay, now we're going to slow down. Whoa. Okay, let's try that again. Slow down to there. Okay. Something like that. Should be perfect. And that will get us this contract. So 58 seconds before the burn. It's guessing it's going to have 1 second. And I have no reason to think that's true. So we're going to hit Z. It's going to be 10 seconds. Okay. We actually already have a thing here. Maintain stability for 10 seconds. What do we get here? Recent accomplishments. We have entered orbit of Minmus. Oh, this is our first orbit of Minmus. Didn't even realize it. Awesome. And we've gotten our satellite, which is also awesome. Nice, nice, nice. Now, he has a nice solid connection to Kerbin, you'll notice. And he's got a nice wide orbit that he will very often have a connection to Kerbin no matter what we do. We can also put him into a polar orbit if we so choose, and then he would almost always have a connection to Kerbin. But we're not going to worry about that too much right now. What we're going to do is we're going to head back to the Neon 1. Actually, you know what? Let's head back to the tracking state, or the Space Center. Check and see if we have anything else good for Minmus. Extract ore. We apparently have researched enough things that we can extract ore, which is crazy. But nope, we don't have anything good. So let's go ahead and head back to the Neon 1. And here we come. I should probably look at my Minmus encounter, because all I did was stop when we got it. And obviously, yeah, that's not bad, actually. Let's go ahead and... the game going to let me do this? Of course not. It's going to let me do this. Of course it will. Okay, add a maneuver. But I want to come in on this side, if it lets me. And then maybe do a little bit of normal down. That's actually pretty good. Honestly, that's pretty good. Then we can pick our landing spot pretty easily here. Let's check it out here, and it is still set to transfer science to the command pod. I said that already. Oh, maybe I changed it when it went to the other ship. It changed it back, so now it'll remember for this ship. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I'm ignoring the maneuver node now and just getting this thing so it doesn't crash. 10 kilometers sounds fine to me. We should probably drop a maneuver node here just so I have it on my list. Normally I would be doing this because I would want to make sure that how are we doing on fuel? Oh god, we got so much fuel. Normally I would do this so it would go into a Kerbal alarm clock, but we don't have Kerbal alarm clock right now. Let's jump to the boron and let's check out Kerbinet. There's Minmus. Now we obviously want our field of view to be smaller, probably half that. So let's go down to like 20 something. Well, we can go down to maybe 20 itself. There we go. That's a nice view of Minmus there. And what we can do here now is we can cycle display mode into biomes. This is biomes. Lowlands. Oh, wait, that's right. We have to drag this thing around. Let's go ahead and... I'm learning here. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, we want this so we can see this thing. And then we can drag this around and see it's got all the different biomes. So, see, we've got Greater Flats, Lowlands, Midlands, and then Highlands. So what we can do here is we can do this, and we can say waypoint. And then we can say waypoint here. And then we can say a waypoint here, and then a waypoint here. And then boom, we just nailed all these biomes. Now we can also probably slope. See, there's also slopes right here. So let's drop a waypoint here. So now I've just determined 5 biomes that we're going to land in with this ship all along this little area right here. That'll make it so much easier to nail these biomes. And if we go into map mode here, you will see, I could have even named those, I think. But we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then bam, we've got all these, and that's going to be just fantastic for us. Also notice we have a connection between our satellite and our ship, which is very nice to know. That means that when the time comes, when the ship is behind Minmus, if the satellite's in view, we should still have full control. Now, granted, we're going to have all the control we want anyway, because when you have a probe core and somebody on the ship, you can turn on SAS, which is really 90% of what you want. But it's nice to know that the satellite's here, just in case you want it. But let's go ahead and bring these guys down. I also think, yeah, I can say, there we go, none. I don't want none. First hop, there we go. So this is showing you what we're actually using right now as far as connectivity to Kerbin from the ship, which is just a straight line. That's what I want, because I want when we go behind Minmus, which actually amusingly isn't going to happen anytime soon. Maybe instead of going like this, maybe I'll burn down into a very shallow orbit, so that we will have that. We'll get blocked by Kerbin, and then we'll be able to see what happens. Here we are. We're at Minmus. Awesome. Probably going to be a fairly short burn, maybe less than 10 seconds, but at 10 we'll hit the gas. Oh, 27. Wow. I'm surprised. I guess we are hauling a lot of mass and not using very much engine. Now let's see what happens here. Of course, our probe is on the same side of Minmus. No, it's not. Our probe is right there. So the probe should be able to see Kerbin. So when we get behind Minmus here, from respect to Kerbin, we should lose our connection to Kerbin, and then we should jump over to that satellite that's over on the right there. And that's what I was afraid of. It won't relay. We can talk to that satellite. So if there was a pilot on this ship, he could control that satellite, even though it's got a connection to Kerbin. But, and I think the problem is, this antenna here is not a relay antenna. We need an actual relay antenna to talk to another relay antenna. So I was somewhat right in my feeling that this ship wasn't going to be able to talk back to Kerbin. But no big deal. We can turn on and off SAS. The only thing we can't do right now is drop maneuver nodes, but we can do that when the time comes to do things. Now, of course, our equator here of our orbit is terrible, and we've got the fuel. So I have half a mind to just do this, suck it up, do this, get our orbit equatorial, so that when those biomes come into view, we'll be able to land at them. I think that's fair. Periapsis is a 10, Alpha is a 12. Nice equatorial orbit. Let's go ahead and do it. It's 120 meters per second, 18-second burn. I think that's fair. We could have saved this fuel by coming in better, but really, honestly, I don't think we need it. Also, we are in orbit of Minmus now. We've got 8 minutes. Let's go ahead and head back to the Space Center. Check out our contracts. Explore Minmus. Yay! By the way, they've updated the game so that you always have one of these Explore contracts at all times, which is nice. An orbital spacewalk near Minmus. Well, geez. We can do that in like 1 second. Space around the moon, surface of the moon, moon. Everyone wants to go to the moon. And then satellites, so we don't care about those. Do it in the sun so that we're cooler. We'll do our burn too, might as well. Okay, Bob, hop on out, get your contract, bam, do an orbital spacewalk. So easy. And then all this stuff. I think we actually have some contracts. We should probably pay attention to them. Let's actually look at the contracts. We need to test the SAC separator at the launch site. Not a big deal. Transfer or recover scientific data from space around Minmus from the surface of Minmus. So you know what we can do? Let's go ahead and get that EVA report, which we've already gotten. Yeah, go ahead and hop back in here. Do we have a connection to Kerbin? We do. So let's review our data. Yeah, let's go ahead and transmit that. And are we actually getting these things? Are they transferring and everything? No. See, well, I have transfer data. Yeah, I don't think this thing is doing what I want it to do. Run the single runs, reset the experiments. There we go. Keep it, keep it, keep it, keep it. Yeah, see, it is automatically resetting them. So yeah, I think it. I'm not sure what it was doing. Why it didn't run those things. But all the data should now be transferred. Review data. Yeah, see, it didn't transfer this ever. Can I say transfer? To here? And then it's going to take a new one? I don't know what it's doing. Yeah, none of these actually have anything. So we should be good now. Every science experiment is available to do something, and it's all been transferred into here except for what transferred into here. So let's go ahead and tell you what, let's hop out one more time. We're going to grab the data out of this thing manually here. And then hop in. And we're going to board anyway and dump the experiments. Apparently this thing was doing something. I don't know. I think it is actually storing in both of the pods. It's actually storing into here when it can. Although, no, there's nothing in here right now. And then it's got 23 datas stored in here. I don't know. I just play the game. Yeah, the game really wants us to do stuff at Moon, which is kind of annoying. But I'm just going to ignore all these things. And actually, tell you what, let's try to decline this. Oh, see, we can't even decline this. Rendezvous 2 vessels in orbit of the Moon, transfer crew, and go on an orbital spacewalk. Those are just, like, I'm not interested in those at all. It does expire in 1 day, though, so we'll get a new one by the time we finish all of our stuff here. So let's go ahead and, now we can see that. Let's go ahead and time warp until these things are in the sun. Which we can also do the massive time warps here as well. Okay, so next orbit we will be landing, ideally at this one, and then we'll just hop from one to the other. But we'll figure it out when we get there. Oh, I miss waypoint, whatever it's called, waypoint manager. I don't know the name of the mod. Okay, what we're gonna do here is somewhere around here. We're gonna add a maneuver to burn. I guess we'll just go from one to the other, starting at the farthest one. But Minmus is going to rotate a bit, so let's kind of stretch it out past that. How does that look to you? That looks good to me. We're doing it. Oh, look at that. 1,000 times warp in low Minmus orbit. That is so cool. I love it. Okay, and yes, I way underestimated everything. So let's actually burn up a little bit. Maybe halfway between up and prograde. There we go. And then right here. Oh, activate navigation. That's funny. Add a maneuver. There we go. We will have connectivity to Kerbin, which is nice. Oh, landing gear should have a new sound. I like the sound. It is better than the other sound. I'm not 100% sure. I might just not be used to it, and I'll get used to it and like it later. But it's still a little jarring. Okay, we need to. Yeah, see, we still need to. We need to get over this hump. We need to be over here. I can't see where the waypoint is, which is annoying. Just have to watch it from here. I can probably kill my thrust now. We are traveling 140 some meters per second, which is going to be around a 20-ish second burn if my old... Yeah, estimated burn 20 seconds. So let's go ahead and do it now. Yeah, we should be fine. Actually, a little surprised it hasn't said yet that we are entering this area. And we're still in orbit mode, I just realized. So I've reversed myself. Not too bad, but enough to be annoyed. Oh, I just realized it won't say I'm entering region because we're not doing this for a contract. We're doing this for ourselves. So we're just near the waypoint. That makes sense, I suppose. Let's see. It looks like the slope of the land is kind of this way. So we'll do this. Now it's looking more like it's this way. And now the joy of landing on Minmus is that it's Minmus. Okay, just stop doing that. Okay, keep these experiments. Oh, God, I love this. I have missed that. Go ahead and reset it. Reset the goo, or reset the materials bay. Didn't I tell you to reset automatically? Oh, it probably ran it twice, so it can't reset it. That's kind of annoying. So I guess we're going to have to dump duplicates. And then let it figure itself out here. You done now? No. Yeah, see, there's still a problem. I don't know why this happens over and over. But there, 3 times a charm, apparently. So let's go ahead and EVA here. And we're gonna plant a flag and pick it back up just to get the science for it. The ASDF monument. Go ahead and take that flag down. Okay, and then there we go. We get right back into the ship and head over to the next waypoint. And I'm going to show you that hop, and then I'm going to clean Minmus of things on my own. I might even in the episode there, I'll go ahead and just say yes to everything, and then it throws them all away. Yeah, it's just maybe if I just say hide science dialog and let it do it itself, then it won't be so annoying. Let's go ahead and try that and see how that works. We've already got 32 things stored in here, and I would think nothing stored in here. Yeah, we have nothing stored in here. We could collect all 32 into it, but I'm not going to. Okay. So we don't need this waypoint anymore. Now we want to go to this waypoint, which should be directly west of us, which is this way. And how are we doing on fuel? We have so much fuel. It is actually ridiculous. I should see the waypoint now. There it is. We're just going to burn to it. Should be good. We're coming on a little bit high, but it shouldn't matter because we just want to make sure we get the right biome. But might as well make sure because we might have to be right on the top of that thing. Go ahead and aim retrograde. I don't know why I wasn't doing that before. I could have been aiming retrograde the whole time. Kerbin's way up there, so we got a nice clear signal. Now seems like a good time to hit F5. Because remember, we can time warp as fast as we want. Definitely going to want it turned this way for the downslope. Might have some trouble hopping out on this one. But we'll figure it out. I always rotate backwards when I'm coming down. Probably not the only one. Yeah, it's looking like the slope's going to be this way. So there we go. There we go. Now we're coming down straight. Yeah, that's like the exact slope we're landing on right there. This is pretty much a square, though, with my landing gear, so it doesn't really matter that much. We've also lost our hold retrograde because I went too fast, but not a big deal. Oh, look at all that science just collected and collected and collected. There we go. And I think the probe core should hold that when we hop out and get our science data here. Now, did he get his things? No, see, he still didn't do his EVA report on his own. Okay, so we got Midlands and whatever the other one was. There we go. Okay, yep, going board anyway. We don't care. And then we're going to get all these experiments. They're going to juggle around. And that's all we need to worry about at the moment. I think this is going to be slopes. I honestly don't know, though. I don't know which one of these is Midlands and which one is slopes. I could run back to the satellite and check that out. I probably will. But this is where I'm going to bid you adieu, because the rest of this is just doing science. I'm probably off camera going to hit all of these biomes. Then when we come back, we will be bringing whoever this is, Bob, we'll be bringing him home in order to cash in on that science and then plan on going interplanetary. I hope you're looking forward to that. I'm definitely looking forward to doing it. I'm HMV and I win. As always, talk at you later.